Hello everyone, welcome back to the Geek Blend and another video during the 31 days of Halloween. Today we are reviewing Halloween H2O. I know, right? I skipped Halloween 6. I'm actually going to do another video down the road where I compare the producer's cut and the theatrical cut together and do a review that way. I just don't have time with the Halloween party coming up and the rest of the live streams this week and the other videos I'm going to get out for you guys. I didn't really have time to review it, plus it's the worst, besides the Rob Zombie stuff in the franchise in my opinion. Resurrection is close. It's close with that, but I'm not going to review that in this time. So it's got the worst storyline in the history of the franchise with the Thorn Curse and stuff. So we'll get into that one another time. But let's go ahead and get into Halloween H2O. We're introduced to Marion, the nurse from the original and from Halloween 2. We see her go into her home, or discover that her home has been broken into. She goes next door. She sees Jimmy, which is played by a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And he goes in there to check out the house, says the coast is clear, steals some beer from her fridge. She goes back in. She realizes which files were stolen in her ransacked office, and they are the files of Laurie Strode. She goes back over to Jimmy's house to find Jimmy impaled with an ice skate in his face, a hockey ice skate. And then she goes to the back door, and she opens the back door, and the other kid has been stabbed in the back. He falls on top of her, and Michael appears out of nowhere. She runs, tries to get away from Michael. She fights him off. The cops that she called earlier finally show up, but they go to her house next door, but she's in Jimmy's house. Michael cuts her throat as she's trying to bang on the window for the cops' attention as they go in her house. Michael steals her car, drives off, and we get our title screen. Before that, actually, we get a little exposition from the cops that are investigating her, the break-in and the murders, and we get some exposition from the cop about the story so far. And the fact that, Michael wouldn't be that old at this time. He'd be younger than him. And then we get this voiceover from an actor who is not Donald Pleasance, but a pretty decent voice actor. I forgot his name, and I forgot to look at the IMDb, so I'll put it down below. And we get a little bit of a history. We kind of look at some of the news clippings on the wall of her office, because she actually was a caretaker for Dr. Loomis before he passed away. That's why Michael broke into that house. And then we get the title card breaking into, we see modern day at the time. It is California. We're not in Haddonfield this time. In fact, the opening sequence was not in Haddonfield either. It was another city in Illinois. We see Jamie Lee Curtis's character. She has a son. We kind of meet them a little bit. She's a headmaster at a school. The son wants to go on a camping trip. She says no. Their estranged father is there. We get introduced to Josh Hartnett. This is his first role. I'm not really going to go into the story, to the meat of the story a little bit. It's just a really kind of cool movie that they bring back Laurie Strode in, and I think it's a pretty well done movie. It definitely echoes the Scream and the I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of vibe at the time in the 90s. Those movies were going on with kind of more of a, almost a, not as bad as Halloween 6, music video cuts through, but there's some 90s teen horror movie stuff going on with Josh Hartnett and the friends. It's a product of that time, but it still is a pretty good film in the franchise. I am putting out a Halloween franchise ranking list at the end of the week, so definitely want to check that out, where I rank the worst to the best Halloween, and you'll see where this one falls on that list. I do really like it. After Halloween 4, Halloween 5, and Halloween 6, this was definitely a welcome return to form of just Michael stalking through this lockdown school, trying to find Laurie, killing the friends, trying to get to Josh Hartnett, then finally taking on Laurie Strode. Their battle at the end is really good. There's a nice cat and mouse kind of chase with them. Really well done. The ending of the movie, of course, you think Michael's dead. She chops his head off, but of course behind the scenes, they shot some more stuff to reveal that that wasn't really him. It was actually a paramedic Michael crushed the larynx of, and that was taken away on the stretcher in the mask. And Michael got away. That kind of leads into Halloween Resurrection, and we'll get into that in the Resurrection review. H2O is a really well done film. I love Jamie Lee Curtis's performance of this. I think it's fantastic. She's always done really well in these roles, except I don't like her in Resurrection. I don't like how they killed her off. Out of all the performances in the franchise, with Halloween 2018, Halloween H2O, Halloween 2, and Halloween John Carpenter's Halloween, this definitely ranks up there with one of her best performances. I still think the first is her best, but this is right up there, tied with a couple others. So I'd put it right up there with 2018 as well. I like the score of this movie as well. I liked the look of the film. I like the setting. I like the fact there's some Easter eggs in there. We get Janet Leigh, her actual real-life mother, who played Marion Crane in the original Psycho film. And as she's walking to her car after she talks to Laurie, there is the Psycho theme that plays while she's doing it, and she gets into a car that's very similar from the Psycho film. Really, really cool callback. I love that, how they did that in this film. I think that's one of my favorite parts about it, is the little fact that we actually see her real-life mother and her together, and then that connection with the horror franchise with, like, the Scream Queen thing. I think that's awesome. Michael Myers in this film. Let's talk about Michael Myers in this film. The guy who did Michael Myers did a pretty good job. There's a problem with the masks in this film. I don't know. There's 3, maybe 4 different masks. I found an image online where somebody put them together. There's one that's really shitty, that looks really, really bad. It's on the right when you see this image. Then the middle image is the main mask that you see most of the time. Then the one on the left, which I'll show an even bigger image of, is one that is actually a digital mask, because they covered up that mask there on the right, that really, really bad one, to make it look like one in the middle. And I still don't understand something here. Why do they have to make Michael's hair look like he's put product in it? The mask looks like the hair has product in it. When you get a mask from a store, the hair's all messed up, and Michael wouldn't take care of it. He'd be getting out of the car, hitting his head, it'd be all messed up. It just doesn't fit. It really, Resurrection is much worse, but this one, and I think Halloween 6, the hair is just super weird. I don't know why they do that, why it looks like there's like product and shit in it. It's super weird. But that's the biggest problem I had, and the fact that you can see his eyes really, really well. With the first film and the second film, the second film you see his eyes more, but the first film, the way John Carpenter shot that with the shadows and the light, where you couldn't see his eyes as much, worked really well, and I don't know why they try to show Michael's eyes in these movies. Give us some better camera work. Give us some better lighting, better shadowing, so we don't see his eyes as much, because the image I put on screen a minute ago that I'll put up again with the 3 masks in the middle, he's got like crazy eyes, and it doesn't work. Just give me normal Michael Myers eyes. They don't have to be like looking at you like that. Like, just make it normal looking eyes, not with the eyes all the way open. It just doesn't look right, and it never has. Nothing will ever look as good as the first film, and in my opinion, the 2018 film. I kind of gave a little bit away about what I was going to talk about with the masks in my mask breakdown video, but it's going to be a surprise the way I rank them, so still definitely check it out. Other than the eye thing and the digital mask and then the shit mask, the main mask was not bad. They didn't want to pay the likeness, William Shatner likeness, so they could actually get that mask back again, which to me, just pay the stupid fee. Please just pay the stupid fee. They finally did it in 2018. We get more of that like Halloween, like original Halloween, Captain Kirk, James T. Kirk mask, kind of like blank expression. This one is okay. It's one of the better ones, but still not great. I've seen some mask custom makers online take this mask and make it look like in the film, then kind of change it a little bit to make it more look like the original mask, and done a really, really good job with it. And if they would have taken their time a little bit more and tweaked it a little bit more, I think it will look better. But it's one of the biggest downfalls in the film. But other than that, the guy who does Michael Myers in this movie, Chris Durand, did a pretty good job in the way he walked. Kind of, you could tell he probably watched John Carpenter's Halloween to kind of get those mannerisms down, but he did a pretty good job. I thought Michael did a good job stalking in this movie. There's some pretty good kills in the movie as well. Not going to go through all of them. I think one of my favorites, of course, probably is Jimmy getting the ice skate to the face. I like that. I think it was really, really good looking kill. We didn't see it, of course. But other than that, it's a really well done story. I like how they have Jamie Lee Curtis struggling, Laurie Strode struggling with the memories of what happened. She's having to be on medication. She's struggling to still deal with it to this day, and it's been haunting her since. And the fact that she kind of gets that showdown with Michael Myers at the end of this is pretty awesome. And it's a really, really well done sequence with her and Michael's cat and mouse. Really enjoyed that part of it. It's a pretty good movie. I definitely will give it a thumbs up. I'm sure there's a lot more stuff I missed in it. I watched it a couple days ago. I was just kind of going through some footage back and forth, looking at it, and there's not a lot to talk about with the characters in the film. The teenage characters, the LL Cool J characters, okay. There's some stupid stuff they do in the movie, of course, to let Michael get in to the school, because the school is locked down. But other than that, it's a good film. I do enjoy it in the franchise. It's one of the better entries in the franchise. I'll put it in my rankings list, and you guys will see where I rank it in the entire franchise. So definitely look out for that list. But that is my review of Halloween H2O 20 years later. Definitely a return to form for the franchise after the 3 movies in a row that went from okay to oh my god, that's bad. To finally getting back to this. I remember when it came out, it was released, I'm like, please be good, please be good. And I saw it in the theater, I'm like, it was good. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't great, it wasn't the best ever, but I really like it a lot. I think it's a pretty good movie, and I hope you guys enjoyed the review. What did you guys think of Halloween H2O? Is it one of your favorites? Is it one of the worst in the franchise in your opinion? Let me know down below in the comments. I love hearing your guys' thoughts. And I can't wait to release my ranking video so you guys can comment on that as well, because I want to hear your thoughts on what you think about how I rank the Halloween franchise. I always love hearing from you guys, so definitely leave a comment below on your take on H2O. Leave a like on the video, it really does help us out. Subscribe if you're new and you want to see some more. Hit the bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on everything we do here on the channel, including everything during the 31 days of Halloween, and we are on the home stretch towards Halloween. So keep an eye on the rest of the week for the rest of the movie reviews and the beer reviews and the other stuff I got coming for you guys. Links in the description below for social media, Discord, and all the ways you guys can support the channel. Anything you guys can do to give back to the channel, we would really appreciate that. And it goes right back in the channel to get equipment and some other things we need for the channel and for the videos. It helps us make better content as well. Also, if you guys want to become a channel member, you can check that out. You do custom emojis, loyalty badges next to your name, and comments and live streams. And you'll get exclusive content, like behind-the-scenes content from me, and the community tab for members only. So definitely check that out if you want to become a member. Thank you guys for watching this review of Halloween H2O. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Jeff, this is the Geek Blend, and remember, if you geek about it, we speak about it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Happy Halloween.